When I'm right, I get to talk about it. NFC West, deep end of the pool, deepest end of the National Football League pool. Well, Rich, that's such a thick limb for you to go on. Oh, well, I mean, not all four of them made the playoffs last year, right? Deep end of the pool. Deepest end. Oh, yeah. Talk about the Rams, Rich, all you want. It's still Matthew Stafford. He's still the Lions in Rams clothing. An actual sheep, right? Technically, a ram.
Technically.
I don't know about much farming. I'm from New York City. What am I talking about? Deepest end of the pool, people.
They have farms in Staten Island?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Deepest end of the pool. Every team 1-0 right now. 49ers held on for dear life against former Ram, current Lion, Jared Goff. That got a little bit too close for comfort.
Man.
But they showed up, and bottom line is this. 49ers will prove to you all the time they've got more running backs you've never heard of that can stomp your guts right out
right?
than anybody else.
Who is Elijah
Mitchell?
Like, who is this guy?
Waiver wire darling of week
Number
1
one.
and week 2. You can make bet on that.
He'll be number 1.
He's still even available in your schmecky 14-team league, huh?
There's no chance.
Deebo Samuel coming at you with a $189.
Deebo!
Trey Lance, don't know what he's going to do when he gets in, but he's going to get in. Mm-hmm. Jimmy G doing Jimmy G things like throwing for 300 yards and also, fumbling. Defense doing the defense things too.
Rich, Dan Campbell was right, though. They're going to bite you.
They're going to bite your kneecap. Well, I'll tell you. Here's the Pyrrhic victory thing. The moral victory thing, the silver lining, the silver, lining in the former Silver Dome team. Hey, man, we didn't give up. We were down by 28. We just gave it up. Okay, great.
I mean, there's something
to be said about
Like,
that. There is something to be said about it. For the moment, though,
we'll move on.
They lost to a team that's going to be difficult to reckon with. And the Seahawks go in Indianapolis. They did their thing. Carson Wentz was doing his thing, which is a couple touchdowns. Took some sacks he shouldn't have and fumbled. And we'll see what goes on after week 1. But Seattle, 4 touchdowns for Russ. He did some Russell Wilson things, 4 touchdowns, then 3 sacks.
Yeah.
Who's that on? Whose fault was that? But 2 for Lockett, 1 for DK.
Yeah.
And the second highest single game passer rating of Russell Wilson's career. We got the Cardinals coming up. We talked about the Rams already. Cardinals coming up. Head coach Cliff Kingsbury joining us in hour number 3. Deepest end of the pool. You don't want any piece of that. And Pete's already in postseason mode, man. He's chomping gum around what Jim Brockmeyer called him, the world's oldest teenager, right? Is that what he called him?
Now that Dick Clark is no longer with
That's
us.
right. I forget that caveat.
Yeah.
Now that Dick Clark. But Pete, remember we had Pete on in the summer, and he's kind of like, I thought we already handled this thing about me and Russ being on bad terms. What's going on here? I'm like, but we haven't talked. You and I haven't talked yet. He called it old news.
Old news.
I'm like, but we haven't talked about it yet. Then he allowed another follow-up question on it.
We have.
But Pete's just like, Pete's like, I got a trophy in the case. I could have had 2, and I just keep on winning up here. That's all I'm doing. When everybody thought I was just going to be a guy from USC, everybody forgets, I was a coach before. I was a coordinator before. I've been around this league for ever.
Long time.
So here he was yesterday talking about Russ and the offense, and I don't know who he's actually referring to that Russ was. Well, you'll hear how he's referring to what Russ was doing with this guy, but this is great.
To me, it really goes to Shane. I think his first time out and a chance to show it, and I'm really, really proud of what he was able to do because he went for it the whole time, and we did exactly how we've been practicing and how we've been preparing, and he handled it with such a cool overall mentality and all, and he and Russ were just cooking, and so, I'm sorry I said that. Can you scratch that? Doggone it. They did really well together. Shoot, that's out there. Dang it. I don't ever think I ever said that one time all that last year.
Now that sounds to me a little bit not off the cuff. That sounds to me, and again, sounds to me like I think he was talking about the new offensive coordinator. If not, I don't know. But it sounds to me like he was planning on, I'm going to say that they were cooking together and then stop myself.
Oh, man, I can't believe
please scratch that. I can't believe I said that. I didn't say that all last year.
Come on now.
Here's why. This is why Pete chafes at the whole let Russ cook thing. Because the implication is who's the one, when you say let Russ cook, just let him cook, who's the one who's turning the gas off in the kitchen?
Who's not letting him?
Pete Carroll.
Hey, you know what, Russ? Let's get takeout. You don't need to cook tonight.
He's the one that's not letting Russ cook. He hates it. And all he's probably thinking in the back of his head is, who was the one who gave him the chef's hat and the kitchen and the utensils and the menu and the recipes in the first place? After we just signed Matt Flynn, don't forget him.
And they had Tavares Jackson.
Yes. Who's the one who drafted him and said he's practicing well, always compete, that's my mantra, and then backing it up by putting a rookie in there from jump? So I'm the one who's not letting Russ cook. Russ wouldn't be cooking at a kitchen in the Pacific Northwest if it wasn't for me. I love Pete Carroll, man. Pure, pure, pure. Deepest end of the pool, the NFC West. It's going to be great this year. Peter King coming up. You know what I mean? I just keep thinking that. Every single time he hears let Russ cook, he's probably like, what?
I'm trying.
Let me give everyone a little history lesson. Can we play that soundbite one more time, Hoskins? Because does it sound to you like he was like, I'm going to go out there at some point, I'll get asked a question about the new offense. And boy, they really were doing great together because they come out with a win in the East Coast time zone again in a tough spot where all the Indianapolis fans are showing up at a sellout for the first time in 2 years, all wearing their Jeff Saturday jerseys, you know? And we come away with the win. And I know they're going to talk about it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about how they were cooking and then stop myself. That's what give a look. Listen.
The day to me really goes to Shane. I think his first time out and a chance to show it.
Shane.
And
he's talking about the
I'm
OC.
really proud of what he was able to do because he went for it the whole time. And we did exactly how we've been practicing and how we've been preparing. And he handled it with such a cool overall mentality and all. And he and Russ were just cooking. And so, I'm sorry I said that. Can you scratch that? Doggone it. They did really well together. Shoot, that's out there. Dang it. I don't never think I ever said that one time all that last year.
Shoot, that's out there, he says.
Yeah, that's definitely, does that
sound like that with you?
Totally rehearsed.
It sure does.
It looks rehearsed, man.
I don't blame him. Let Russ cook. Let Russ cook because he's so held back. This guy who's on a Hall of Fame trajectory, who got the opportunity to start in the perfect spot because he got a coach who's going to say, okay, I know my owner I told him, let's go ahead and sign this guy free agent. We just drafted him. We're going to sit the other guy. All that money's going to go down the tubes. I'm the guy who's not letting Russ cook. Is that what I'm understanding? So I understand when they say let Russ cook, I'm to understand the guy who gave him the shot to be Russell Wilson here in Seattle. I'm the guy who's not letting him cook. Is that what I'm to understand? This is like, oh, dang it. Now it's out there.
Yeah, that whole part was like, oh, shoot.
I think he gave the ghost away there. But you go, Pete Carroll. You keep doing it. Oh, I love the NFC West. It's going to be great when they start playing each other. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.